Increasing image resolution from an image. We have here an application that is currently increasing image resolution from images that have an original size of 32 by 32 pixels. The first step is computing an image that has 64 by 64 pixels, and then 128 by 128 pixels, and finally 256 by 256. The only image that originally exists is the first one, 32 by 32. This is an image taken by the CFAR10 dataset. Evidently, when you go from 32 by 32 to 256 by 256 is a big jump, and there are too many pixels to be guessed, and frequently we find features in the final image that were not present or not visible in the original image. When the feature is really not present in the original image, and that's perfectly possible because it's a neural network that is guessing the output. I heard a professor in artificial intelligence, that I don't remember his name, quoting someone else that I also don't remember the name, that you might be looking at a computer dream. I enjoy the way this is defined. I find interesting. Anyway, sometimes I spend quite a lot of time looking at the difference from the 32 by 32 to the final image. Like in this image, well, it's already changed. Let's see the next one. Sometimes it's very hard to understand what the original image is, and I find quite amazing. If you look at the computed 64 by 64 version, you almost can't see pixels anymore, and here in the 128 by 128 I don't see pixels anymore. Most probably, if you are coding your own application and you want your own tool for increasing resolution of a photo, most probably you are going to use the first jump from 32 by 32 to 64 by 64. You can apply this to images that are as big as you want. This is just an example, and it really works, and the algorithm is not that complex. It's just a neural network that you train, and then once it's trained, I am providing a trained neural network. You don't need to train one if you, in the case you want to embed in your own project without much effort. You can just use my own trained network. By the way, time for a formal video introduction. Welcome to the Conscious Artificial Intelligence project. We are looking at increasing image resolution with neural networks. So we are going to look, got distracted. That image with the cat was very amazing. We are going to look first at the neural network that learns how to increase resolution, and then we'll look at the neural network that is running this application to get random images and increase the resolution. I find quite amazing that a neural network can guess pixels that didn't exist before and create a new image, sometimes with new features. Okay, so let's see at the learning. There is a project that you can download both the source code and the binary. that does the learning. It's called increase resolution learning. I will open the project. Here the project what is done, how I will show you the application running, and then this is how the learning application looks. So what the application is doing here, you have one side with 16 by 16 and another side of 32 by 32. The 32 by 32 version is loaded from the CIFAR10 database. That 32 by 32 is then converted into a 16 by 16 with a very simple neural network, super simple, just 2 layers. There is an input that is exactly the image size, the input image size, and the output is a result of the average pool. So it will have 16 RGB. So this is how it is transformed from higher resolution to lower resolution for training purposes only. And then there is a neural network that will learn how to transform from 16 by 16 to 32 by 32 back. This is located here. I have a it is called the Create Resizing Neural Network, and these are the layers. Let's see. There is the input layer. There is this layer here that will transform 16 by 16 to 32 by 32 without creating new pixels. And then we have a number of very simple layers. Let's see, 3, 6, 7, just 7 layers, and then one extra layer to create the output. So it's a very simple neural network. And with just these few layers, if you present a big number of pairs, 16 by 16 and 32 by 32, eventually your neural network will start being able to transform 16 by 16 to 32 by 32, and this is exactly what we are looking here. You can see that the transformations we are looking at from 16 by 16 to 32 by 32 are credible. They they look possible. They are perfect. They are perfectly possible images to be created from the 16 by 16. It's a very simple neural network. Okay, so let's see the source code. That portion here, just to load CIFAR files, CIFAR10 files, defines learning rate, and then we will have input from each image in the CIFAR10 file. We'll get a lower resolution version, and then compute, and we will backpropagate with the higher resolution version. So the input of the neural network is a lower resolution, and the output is the higher resolution. So with time, the neural network will learn how to transform lower resolution images into higher resolution images. If you Google around, you'll find that there are other methods for increasing image resolutions with way more complicated neural networks. And here you can do in a very simple way, like all my source code here with everything else that is not neural network just 220 lines of source code. So it's a very simple code. This neural network, as it progresses, is saved here in this file. It's an auto-saved file. Then when you are happy with this file, you can run the test. That is what we were looking before. I'll open the project. Here we are. And then how do I want to run the other application again for you to see. Here we go. So on each jump in resolution, the output of the previous computation is the input of the next computation. This is how the 32 becomes 64, 128 to 156. Very simple. Let's see if I can show you. So here we go. We'll compute from 32 to 64. We get the output. Here we have the output. The output is input of the next step. So we'll compute the next step with the output of the previous step. There are a number of things here for color correction, brightness. We don't need to look at. Actually, these things, some of these parameters here should improve with training, and then we don't need manual fixing here. This is still open for study. Best parameters here for color correction. That's pretty much it. Super small algorithm. Evidently the algorithm looks so small because we are using an API for neural networks. So you can go to the Conscious Artificial Intelligence project, you can download the API, and with super simple neural networks you are able to increase resolution from an image. This is the neural network, just few layers, input, output, and here you go. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to post questions. I will be glad to reply. I hope I will see you soon. Bye.